back. As I mentioned, we have Stuart Spencer here on behalf of Advanced Ear Care. Well, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Lisa, nice to be back.
I'm glad to have you back. And I was just telling you before we came on that, you know, you're real close to the Dollar Tree. And one of these days, I'm just going to pop in.
Do it. Come in.
So I don't want to I know you're very busy, so maybe I'll just wave hi.
We always have time for you.
All right. Well, we've got some good information for folks. And of course, you know, you've been in the community for a really long time. You've been caring for our patients, our residents for a really long time.
42 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's kind of scary, actually.
You know, how many patients do you see in a day?
So anywhere from 15 to 25.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's just me. You know, that we have the 2 other people or 3 other people, depending on what day it is, in the office. So it's a pretty busy schedule, but we really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, then I would imagine that your appointments don't take super long. I mean, they're, what, about 20 minutes each time?
You know what? It just really depends. You know, it can be 15 minutes. It can be 5 minutes. You know, somebody just has their hearing aid plugged up and need it clean. It can be an hour and a half, you know, if they go through a real diagnostic evaluation and, you know, talk about a lot of the different options and look at their insurance stuff. And, you know, so it just depends on what it is. But usually it's a great combination, you know, kind of breaks the day up with the different styles of appointments and things we do.
Okay. All right. Well, excellent. So I know you focus on your patients, and it's important for you to have a relationship with them, obviously, because you're not going in and out, you know, you take time.
That's right.
Is that one of the most important things for you guys?
You know, it's a big deal on our end, just to have the relationship with our patients. And I mean, now, you know, we're fitting a lot of the children that we fit, you know, 25 years ago, right? So I mean, you know, so I mean, we have those kind of relationships.
Okay.
You know, let alone the referrals we get and those type of things. But, you know, so much of today, Lisa, you know, what we're looking at and seeing in the market is, you know, all about, you know, mail order hearing aids. Buy this one for $2.99. You know, I'm watching infomercials on TV for rechargeable, and you know, all the hearing aids look the same. You know, and they're thinking, oh, well, why would I pay, you know, what you charge, you know, versus what I pay, you know, if I just buy it online. And it's so much, you know, not about that. You know, it's about what we're trying to accomplish with the technologies that we have. And, you know, a lot of these people, I'll just be honest, you know, just say, hey, you know what, I'm older. I don't know how long I'm going to live. You know, why would I spend that much money on a hearing aid? And I said, you know, what else do you have but your hearing and the relationships you have with the people around you?
Right.
Your friends, your family. This is the most valuable thing that you can really invest in, you know, and that's going to be a big difference for you. And they do that, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm so happy that I made that decision to upgrade or to change or to get hearing aids in the first place. It's so not about the product, you know, it's about developing those relationships.
Right. Well, also, I think you also, in what you're saying is quality of life, because like you said, people get to an age where it's like, you know, why bother? But then when they hear, it's like, well, now you don't have to say what, you're actually participating in the conversations now.
That's right. And, you know, the nice thing is when you do talk about product, I mean, we're in a place with this new ARC product that we have that's unbelievable. You know, and this engineer, I was just at a big conference in Vegas, about 800 of us, looking at the technologies and really what they're doing with the current hearing aids and where that's going. And, you know, this guy, this head engineer from Intel came over and developed these new products. And he says, you know what, we're not stopping at the ear. You know, we're going beyond the ear into mapping the brain sound. And that's what's giving people better speech clarity. And I mean, day after day after day. You know, you'll see a clip here, you know, just shortly of Marlee Matlin. You know, and she said, you know, Academy Award winning Best Actress of the Year, right? For Coda, for her part in Coda. And she says, you know, Stuart, you know, I'm deaf and I can hear.
Handing it bear. Oh my God, I'm having a great Monday. Do you know why? Oh my God, they're the best, the best. I'm so happy. It's much more clear, crystal clear. I may be deaf, but I can hear.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you. I love you.
And that's after I fit her with these hearing aids.
Wow.
And I mean, I fit her for years, and I've never got a comment like that out of her.
Wow.
But she's famous and beautiful and everything else. But I mean, we do it every day for people right here in the village. I mean, the exact same way, and they come back with the same responses. It's like, oh my goodness, Stuart. You know, this is just a different kind of hearing system.
So is ARC technology, is that made by Intel?
So no, it's made by Starkey. Starkey Audubell, developed that with this engineer that came over from Intel, did this whole research and development, and I mean, he's worked with it for about 4 years,
Okay.
and now it's really at a place that's just unbelievable.
Right.
The really fun thing about this is, when they get this technology, typically like, okay, 3 years later, something comes out, now that they have to upgrade their hearing aids. Now it's an open platform chip in the hearing aid. So when they develop better algorithms, algorithms are the instructions to the digital hearing aid on how to work.
Right.
We just upload them into the hearing aid they have. So the technology grows with them and they hear better,
Interesting.
for the same investment they made originally.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
powerful.
that is great. Now, I would imagine that you only go so far back in terms of age of hearing aids to be able to upload the information, right?
It's got to be the right platform. That's
Okay.
right. You can't take one from 10 years ago and put this stuff in it.
Okay.
It's just not possible.
Okay. And then when somebody wants to upgrade to the ARC technology, how is insurance handling this? I mean, I know some they pay, some they don't pay, partial, whole. How does that work?
So, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Just last week, I had a gentleman come in, good-looking man, about 70, and he's an interpreter, and, he doesn't want anybody to see his hearing aid. It's just really important to him. So, he wanted a small hearing aid in the ear, said, no problem, check his insurance benefit. They don't buy any in-the-ear hearing aid. They just send him a hearing aid in the mail. They don't even know what his hearing loss is. He said, well, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of that.
That's terrible.
That the insurance doesn't really match the need, and then others do, and there's
Right.
like $500 or some kind of benefit or a percentage or,
Right.
those type of things. We work with all of them,
Right.
all of them. So we call them every single day on every single patient because they're so different. There's thousands of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we always just make sure it blends in and they maximize those benefits.
Well, exactly. And boy, you really have to be careful about what insurance you're going to use if you would like to have hearing aids covered and a couple of other things. So they got to do the research.
Yeah, and it's so misleading so many times because they say, oh, hearing aids are covered under their coverage, Medicare Plan B, right? But what is that coverage?
Right.
And that's what you have to really drill down into
Right.
and find out what it is.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not very valuable.
Well, or they're going to be sending you something that you have never even looked at or tried or something like that.
Right, and then the frustrating part to that is then people say, "Oh, well, I tried hearing aids; they don't work."
Yeah.
They didn't even have a
Experience.
chance to be successful.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for the information.
No, you're welcome,
I
Lisa.
appreciate it. And of course,
course.
you're just right down the way in the Aldi Shopping Center. And of course, if somebody wanted to contact you, your phone number is?
It's 949-830-5330.
And then there's also an alternate number you can use, which is your one that's in your commercial.
That's right, and that'll be on the screen.
Exactly. You guys can call that one.
There
It's
it is.
354-0040.
And the
Perfect.
next time you're at Dollar Tree.
I'll be popping in.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
And remember, if you want more information about the ARC technology, you can always go to advancedearcare.com. We'll be right back.